Portion of Local Lifestyles is sponsored by Gary Price, elder law attorney.
Planning can be daunting if you're planning for Medicaid or estate planning, but sometimes if you're making plans, there's some things to know to make Medicaid planning a little less, I guess, risky and challenging. So that is why Gary Price is here to talk about what we need to know and what are some common mistakes people make. So first of all, what are we talking about when we talk about Medicaid planning? Because it's not estate planning. We've discussed that many times.
We're talking about sheltering resources. That's really what we're doing, to shelter resource and get qualified for the assistance. That's Medicaid planning. What do we need to do in your particular situation based on what you own, based upon your income, what work needs to get done so that your loved one or you can get qualified for Medicaid, but also shelter as much of the resources as possible.
And what do we mean by that, and what resources are we talking about?
Yeah, well, Medicaid, there are certain resources that Medicaid considers exempt. If you're a married couple, the home is exempt. One vehicle is exempt. So we're not talking about those. There are other resources that Medicaid considers non-exempt. Your checking account, your investments, most of your investments, those are non-exempt. So we need to, what can we, of those non-exempt resources, what can we protect? What can we shelter?
Well, what are the mistakes we make? Well, first of all, just understanding what we have to do, but what are the common mistakes?
Yeah, well, I tell you, a very big common mistake is, and there could be a lot of reasons for it, but you know, I would say if you have a loved one that's potentially going into the nursing home is around $7,000, $7,500 a month.
Yes.
That's what I used to say, but I've been corrected here lately. It's more like $8,000, $8,500 a month. So a mistake can be made. If you make a mistake in delaying the process and you delay it by 1 month, that's an potentially $8,500, $8,500 mistake. So I suppose the response to that, or the answer to that, is if there is a loved one that appears that nursing home or in-home care is in their future, maybe begin planning for that. Plan for, once again, what our objectives are. Plan for applying and qualifying for Medicaid while also sheltering assets in doing so.
Is it time sensitive, Gary?
Always. And it's time sensitive financially. That's how you get, so it's time sensitive. So how does Medicaid penalize you if you delay, and they penalize you with it's costly.
Out of your pocket,
Out of your
what
pocket.
you're going to pay. Well, when should we start planning for Medicaid? I mean, if we wait till we need Medicaid, then we're just kind of in crisis mode.
Well, and when we're in crisis mode, immediately, then we're in crisis mode. So immediately begin that planning process. I know, I get it. You got a lot of other things you got to deal with as well when you're in crisis mode, but financially, on the financial side, I mean, you got personal issues that you got to deal with. Someone is requiring that care. But on the financial side, the sooner the better. So we always talk about you can plan in advance when there is no immediate concern. Then there's the crisis mode, but I think there's something in the middle. You kind of see the family member, you know something's going in that direction. Right. Maybe not immediately, maybe not this month, maybe not next month, but we're going in that direction. Maybe it's a good time to start planning at that point.
Well, I know you discussed this in the book. How do we get the book?
Call my office, 812-475-8444. We'll send you a copy, no charge.
All right. Thank you, Gary. It's good to see you. We'll be back right after this. Stay with us.
This portion of Local Lifestyles is sponsored by Gary Price, elder law attorney.